Hi, Patrick. Why do you think it is that markets are, yes, understandably fixated on the ROI, on the monetization, and aren't they simply being too impatient, and aren't they ignoring the vision and the arc that, yes, I know that there's a lot of short interest and bets against Elon and SpaceX out in the market, but aren't they ignoring Starlink, which is the flywheel that keeps humming for SpaceX? And aren't they ignoring what Helios could really deliver in the longer term, in the medium to longer term for AMD?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think there's really two camps out there, and it's the glass half full, which says this is the largest technological wave that we've seen in a decade, and depending on your time frame, whether it's 18 months, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, this will be the biggest growth that we ever have seen in really the history of technology and the history of the stock market. And there will be chops, right, that we will see, right? We had a DeepSeek moment. We had a Kimi moment. We've got Iran. We've got questions about interest rates, that there's going to be some chop. You might also remember we're going to replace most white-collar jobs and nobody's going to have a job. And now we're back to, oh my gosh, we're hiring people again. And then you have the glass half empty folks, or you might have shorts in there who are trying to make a buck off the swing. Let's say a Michael Burry that just says the downstream revenue profit potential will never make up for the trillions of dollars of capex that's being invested right now. What's happening over time is that that argument is falling back now. We saw the numbers coming out of the hyperscalers. I'll put Meta aside because they don't have an enterprise cloud business. But if you look at AWS, if you look at Google, and if you look at Azure, I mean, their profits just went through the roof. Out of the other side of my mouth, I might say, okay, they're negative FCF, but if you paid attention to the Microsoft call, CFO Amy Hood was very clear that we will be FCF positive in 2027, which I think should make people pause and let people know and investors know that there's not just an infinite pour money in without a return that's coming.
And it felt like Microsoft saved the market last week, didn't it? Which was a real turn up for the books. Patrick, onto Nvidia and the godfather of AI, which reports on August the 26th. Are they still in an unassailable position? How deep and how wide is the moat? And what are we going to learn from them?
So Nvidia has product on product competition, and on one side you have the hyperscalers creating their own chips. On the other side, you have companies like AMD. But the fact is, when the market is growing exponentially, everybody is growing. For 2026, I don't see a lot of share shift where even on a percentage basis, Nvidia is going to lose a bunch of share. And what's funny is Nvidia competes on so many different planes that are beyond best product. They're using their balance sheet to finance potential customers. They're using their balance sheet to get power, to really lock in. And by the way, when very few people are paying attention to what they're investing into robotics, they have a full stack, including the models, including the agents, including the devices, including the reference designs for this next big growth in AI here. And I think people are overlooking the structural advantages that NVIDIA brings to the table.
As renewed optimism about artificial intelligence infrastructure boosted semiconductor stocks and helped propel U.S. markets to new record highs, NVIDIA's stock increased on Tuesday, continuing a recent resurgence. After rising 2.9% during the previous session, the stock increased 2.3% to $211.48 in early trading. Other chip makers had significant gains as well. Intel and Advanced Micro Devices both saw increases of about 9%. As investor mood increased due to lower oil prices and better-than-expected corporate earnings, the overall market surged. The NASDAQ composite increased by 2.5%, while the S&P 500 increased by 1.8% to reach its first intraday high since June. Nvidia has fallen behind the larger semiconductor industry this year, despite the recent rebound. The shares have increased by 16% in the last 12 months, and by 11% in 2026. In contrast, the PHLX Semiconductor Index increased by 6% on Tuesday, after rising 61% so far this year through Monday's close. As spending on AI infrastructure extends beyond graphics processing units, investors have expanded their exposure throughout the semiconductor industry. Although Nvidia continues to be the leading provider of AI accelerators, competition has increased from AMD, manufacturers of bespoke chips, and businesses that specialize in central processing units, such as Intel. Nvidia is now trading at lower valuation multiples than several of its semiconductor competitors due to the company's relative underperformance. Nvidia's forward price-to-earnings ratio of 18.9 times is lower than the S&P 500's forward multiple of almost 20 times, according to FactSet. While AMD trades at over 43 times ahead profits and Intel at roughly 50.4 times, the PHLX Semiconductor Index trades at an average forward multiple of 20.6 times. Price-to-earnings multiples are used by investors to evaluate a company's valuation in relation to the anticipated earnings. Since the recent sell-off, some investors have found Nvidia more appealing due to its relatively lower value. Following weeks of pressure brought on by worries about artificial intelligence spending, financing arrangements, and growing competition in the semiconductor business, Nvidia's recovery was further strengthened by Tuesday's advances. Following news that a Chinese business had started mass-producing essential chip-making equipment, investor mood had also declined, raising concerns about potential future competitive dynamics. In a different story, the Wall Street Journal revealed that Nvidia is negotiating a financing guarantee of about $250 billion to help OpenAI lease a sizable data center project in Ohio. The suggested arrangement would boost long-term demand for Nvidia's AI processors while assisting OpenAI in obtaining more advantageous financing. The latest rally, however, indicates that investors are once again concentrating on the long-term outlook for AI infrastructure demand, even as competition broadens and questions remain about how future spending will be distributed across the semiconductor industry. The report also raised concerns among some investors that financing agreements between Nvidia and its customers could resemble the circular financing structures seen during the dot-com era. On August 26th, Nvidia is expected to release its second quarter fiscal 2027 results. This brings up a topic that has recently become common among Nvidia investors. Is it worthwhile to purchase the stock before the earnings announcement? The biggest artificial intelligence, AI hyperscalers, including Alphabet, Meta Platforms, Amazon, Microsoft, and Oracle, have already released their most recent data, and a recurring theme has become apparent. Big tech keeps making significant capital expenditures to develop AI infrastructure. Nvidia, which continues to be a major provider of data center GPUs while gradually strengthening its position in CPUs, networking equipment, and full-stack AI systems, benefits from this expenditure environment. The choice to purchase shares today depends on expectations, past trends, and a realistic assessment of timing because results are quickly approaching. What are Wall Street's expectations for Nvidia's earnings? Revenue is estimated by Wall Street analysts to be approximately $91.8 billion, with a range of $90.3 billion to $96.7 billion. That amount is almost twice as much as what Nvidia made in the second quarter of last year. Regarding profitability, experts predict earnings per share, EPS, of roughly $2.08, with estimates ranging from $2.03 to $2.20. Wall Street's figures are slightly higher than the forecast that Nvidia's management gave when the company released its first quarter earnings. The management had previously expected gross margins close to 75% and sales of approximately $91 billion for the second quarter, give or take 2%. What is the typical post-earnings performance of Nvidia stock? The graph provides insight into how Nvidia's stock has responded to earnings announcements during the past 12 months. The purple rings with the letter E in the middle indicate earnings reports. In the first case, Prior to the release of earnings, Nvidia's stock was trading in the mid-180s. In the weeks that followed, shares then dropped toward $170 before rising again. A run-up above $200 preceded the subsequent release. A multi-week decline into the $170 range ensued. Following a protracted sell-off that left shares close to $207, Nvidia's stock peaked above $220 during the most recent earnings event. Most of the time, during the first 1 to 3 months following earnings, the reaction has been neutral to negative. Nevertheless, the longer-term trajectory has continued to rise. The most important lesson is that there has been significant volatility surrounding earnings announcements, with shares regularly reversing their pre-release advances. Is it wise to purchase Nvidia stock prior to earnings? A strong, sustained rally just after the impending earnings release is far from certain, according to history. Therefore, if the market interprets a strong result as already discounted, purchasing a full Nvidia investment today carries the risk of short-term underperformance. It is possible to avoid short-term noise by waiting for investors to process Nvidia's most recent results, but doing so runs the risk of missing a favorable re-rating that might coincide with further indications of hyperscaler demand. Additionally, investors might add shares over a long period of time, eliminating the need to predict what might occur in the coming weeks. I believe dollar-cost averaging is more in line with the company's long-term fundamentals than trying to anticipate a single earnings reaction, given Nvidia's leading position in AI infrastructure ecosystems and the multi-year nature of the current CapEx supercycle. Over time, Nvidia's stock should keep rising. Investors are reminded by the graphic that there is rarely a smooth progression between earnings days. After investors drove Apple stock sharply lower on an earnings report last week, Nvidia, with a market capitalization of almost $5.1 trillion, has regained its position as the most valuable stock. Is it time to buy or sell Nvidia stock? Investors are now anticipating Advanced Micro Devices' second quarter earnings report, which is scheduled for late Tuesday in response to spending plans from hyperscalers Amazon, Microsoft, and Alphabet. On $11.3 billion in revenue, analysts predict triple-digit earnings growth to $1.62 per share. Needham analysts predict that 91,000 racks of Vera Rubin next-generation data processors will be shipped in 2027 and have a buy recommendation for Nvidia stock with a price target of $270. According to Needham's base case scenario, Nvidia will surpass its $1 trillion revenue target on Rubin sales and its existing Blackwell chips through 2027, and data centers will continue to be strong. Chief Executive Jensen Huang allegedly affirmed Needham's position in July. Huang stated in Tokyo in July that Vera Rubin is already in production, giant amounts of production incoming, although he did not specify when. Analysts were further reassured by KeyBank's supply chain inspections, which verified that demand for AI data centers is still high. Although they are still a trickle at the moment, sales in China have begun to pour into Nvidia's coffers. According to Reuters, 2 Chinese businesses, server manufacturer Maginfra and ZTE Kangsoon Telecom, were granted permission to purchase Nvidia's H200 chips in July. However, U.S. authorities claim that Nvidia's H200 shipments to China are still quite small. The AI chip maker exceeded Wall Street's projection of $1.75 per share in May, with earnings of $1.87 per share. Sales of $81.6 billion above the $78.9 billion forecast. Demand was parabolic, according to Huang at the time, and data center revenue increased by 92% a year. Nvidia increased its quarterly dividend from 1 cent to 25 cents per share. Additionally, management raised its program for repurchasing stock to $118.5 billion. Nvidia has outperformed 52% of all stocks in Investors Business Daily's database in terms of price performance over the past 12 months. IBD Market Surge data indicates that funds possess 42% of the company's outstanding shares. Funds have recently been net sellers of the stock, according to the stock's accumulation distribution rating of D. Price and volume movement over the previous 13 weeks are measured by the rating. The AI chip giant has an exceptional earnings per share rating of 99. Additionally, the stock's composite rating, or overall strength, is 87. Investors may determine whether Nvidia stock is a buy or sell right now by examining chart signals and technical metrics. On Tuesday, Nvidia's stock was expected to rise for the 4th time in a row. The stock has cleared its 50-day moving average and recovered from its 200-day moving average. It's an early entry. Additionally, investors can wait for a suitable buy target of 236.54. Businesses of all sizes are attempting to take advantage of the robotics industry's potential as it develops quickly. According to Morgan Stanley, the market potential for humanoid robotics might reach a staggering $5 trillion by 2050. It makes sense that many investors are keen to capitalize on this new trend. Although both Nvidia and Tesla are making great strides in this area, Nvidia seems to be the clear winner of these two robotic stocks. This is the reason. According to Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, every industrial company will become a robotics company, and the company's management thinks its physical AI opportunity, which encompasses everything from robots to autonomous vehicles, might be its next major innovation opportunity. Nvidia has created a universal, open-source AI foundation model for humanoid robots called Isaac GR00T in order to help realize its physical AI aspirations. The project's idea is to have a general brain for robotics businesses to learn tasks. In June, Nvidia also unveiled its Halos full-stack robot safety solution, which combines processors, sensors, and software to build a safety ecosystem for humanoid robotics in factories and other industrial settings. Additionally, top robotics firms like Boston Dynamics and Amazon Robotics employ Nvidia's Jetson Thor supercomputer for robotic simulation and artificial intelligence inference training. Humanoid robots can learn and process information in real time thanks to the computer's ability to process speech and vision. According to Morgan Stanley, there may be 1 billion humanoid robots in the globe by 2050. Nvidia anticipates that its opportunities will increase dramatically over the next 10 years and is currently preparing for such a scenario. In July, Huang stated on the Y Combinator podcast that his company's physical AI income had already reached an annual run rate of $10 billion and that this will be our next $100 billion venture in less than 10 years. Furthermore, Nvidia's enormous $48.5 billion in free cash flow at the end of its first quarter shows that its expenditures in its next area of development aren't hurting its current earnings.